Hello, Winston here again. I want to talk about waking people up and how we can do that. I've printed a sheet out. Let me just put it up to the camera so you can see it. You can get the picture. You know, that kind of thing. This video here is one that I highly recommend people who are asleep take a look at. It's a wake up kind of video, in my opinion. You might have other videos in mind which you can, offer people to see. But I think it's vitally important that we try to wake up those poor sleeping millions who have absolutely no idea on what happened on 9/11 or anything else that's happening in the background of American politics, or for that matter even our politics in the UK. I was doing live streaming earlier tonight on Facebook, and I think the best thing to do as far as 9/11, which was the subject of tonight's live stream, is to point people who don't know what's happening, to give them some kind of an idea. We need to direct them, I think, to 9/11 and all that represents. So I was recounting earlier about one time when, I went outside to my garden gate and spoke to people as they passed by. I only stayed out there about 15 minutes, but without exception, I took like some bits of paper out with me, and I'm just handing them out and saying, do you watch YouTube? Yeah, I do watch YouTube. Well, how do you fancy taking a look at this? This video. And just say thank you, And I don't know what those people thought of me, but they were all willing to take a bit of paper off a complete and utter stranger. And since then, I've spoken lots of times to people about 9/11. Complete strangers. I might see them in the queue, a long queue somewhere. I might be stood doing shopping, or at a chip shop or something, a fish and chip shop. That's what we have in Britain. So I might have been in a chip shop, and I struck up a little conversation, and I say, watching a video last night on YouTube, all about 9/11 and what they did there. Have you seen that? Pretend you don't know anything. This is the first time you've seen it. Do you know about it? Ask them some questions. Pretend you know naught about it. Or if you've got a bit of paper on you, stick them around. Stick them onto bits of glass. If you say a little message somewhere, you're going to read it. You do read it. Put a little message up, have a look at this video on YouTube. Any opportunity to wake those people up is a valuable thing, and I sort of think to myself, I'm making these videos on purpose for the sleeping, the people who are asleep, who have no idea of what's going on. I want to be, able to get them to see sense and wake up and see what the truth is. And I think, you guys who are already knowledgeable about the subject need to join in. We have to encourage people to learn what the truth is. And although it sounds, scary, the future without a cabal, which would be the result of these people waking up, is worth the effort of trying. You people who are already awake don't need to see anything that I'm talking about here. You're already there. You're part of the solution. It's, in my opinion, it's far more important to wake up the sleeping millions than it is to, argue the finer details with anyone who's already awake. We know what the overall picture is, the murder and the profiteering, all the negative aspects that 9/11 gave us. It also gave us some positive things too. For instance, the exotic energies that were used to destroy those buildings and turn them into dust is a promise of free energy, I think. It's not the kind of thing that should be used for evil means, like those people used it to destroy those buildings. It doesn't have to be used in that way. It can be used in a very positive way. So we need to get shot of those people who are willing to take an energy of that type and turn it against their own people in order to make money and destroy countries in the aftermath. We don't want people like that in our world. They're not required. They're counterproductive and just basically evil. So we have to get shot of them. Best way to do it is to wake people up, and that's what we all ought to be doing. So I think it's a good idea that we all sit down and contemplate what ways we can facilitate this. Now, personally, I like the subtle approach. I don't know how successful it is because, I'm talking to people I'll never meet again. I suppose I could put my email or my Facebook page or something like that on my ticket, that I'm handing out these things. I suppose I could do that, identify myself, but I'm thinking I was thinking about the maths of it too, like I'm just an ordinary person. Somebody woke me up and told me about it. This Dr. Judy Wood, as it happens, who I've highlighted her video on my, on my sheet there. So she woke me up, and I'm sure she's woke a lot of people up. But I'm thinking about the mathematics, because if we all did a little bit of promotion of waking people up, or try to get maybe one person to wake up a week, anything, it doubles the numbers. If we get 10 today, people waking up, if they all wake one other person up, that's 20. If they wake somebody else up again the next day, that's 30. I'll tell you what, numbers like that, you know, there are millions of us who know that 9/11 was a false flag, a determined effort to take us into war, and a successful one at that. It was a bank heist. It was an insurance fraud. What it wasn't was a terrorist attack. We were told it was a terrorist attack. What a lot of rubbish that was. Hardly anybody knows. Nobody knows about Building 7. You talk about Building 7 is a revelation. Nobody knows at 5 o'clock in the afternoon a third building fell at World Trade Center complex. Nobody knows that. I guarantee you, if you talk to a stranger, they don't know that. They'll know about the 2 towers, they won't know about the third one there. So we have to look towards waking these people up, and I'd like to give it some consideration on how you are going to go about it. Love and light, everybody. I'll catch up later. Bye bye for now.